So this is a series of 3 questions I'd like to ask each of you to answer. And let me first say, as a preface to this, that the people you serve are looking for answers. I went to the last meeting, and I think all 3 of you were there too, at the courthouse, where Anadarko was sort of cornered and sort of slithered out of having to take responsibility for the crash that happened up on the Pike. And at that time, there were some questions raised as to signs on trucks and that sort of thing. And you guys know as well as I do that the people in that room were really livid about what had happened. With what's happening in Harrisburg and the fact that our new administration down there is not going to allow a severance tax to go through, there now seems to be movement. Joe Scarnati, the state senator, is ready to introduce a bill allowing counties that are affected most by gas drilling to levy their own fee on the gas drillers to be able to take care of infrastructure problems and that sort of thing. Would you as county commissioners push for that fee? Would you do whatever you can to be able to protect the citizens of this county on the basis of what's right for them, as opposed to this feeling that, okay, we can let the drillers do whatever they want so long as we get more jobs? That seems to be the sense that comes when you look at counties around the state. Bradford County especially has had an issue with a lot of the different supervisors up there is basically saying, hey, you guys, do what you want as long as we have the highest employment rate in the state. So I guess my questions are 3. Number 1, would you push for this countywide, for lack of a better term, severance tax? Number 2, have you seen the documentary Gasland to be able to see the other side of what's going on with fracking around the country? And number 3, do any of you guys benefit on the basis of, do you own land that could possibly be leased for natural gas drilling?
We'll start with Les.
I missed the last question.
Do you own any land that could possibly be leased for natural gas drilling?
I'll start with that. No, I do not own any land. A while back, I did own a considerable amount of land, and those people are making out like bandits, and more power to them. I'm happy for them. Second part of your question, again?
Did you see the documentary Gasland?
Yes, I did. I thought the documentary was somewhat sensationalized, although there is a lot of truth to it. It was well done, but there was never any other side to the story. And, there always is another side. And I really feel that DEP has taken charge of what they're supposed to do, and they're doing it. So you can't say that the county's in trouble because of something that happened in Deming or somewhere out west. They showed a couple instances, and that was it. I'm not for anything that's going to happen bad to hurt anyone's well. I don't want my well destroyed, but I know if it is, it will be taken care of. So, maybe I thought about this to eliminate the problem between this argument between the 2 sides. Maybe there should be an arbitrator to look at this situation, someone that doesn't have a dog in the fight, so to speak, and can address both sides and let the people know what it's all about, what the safety factors are, what can happen, what can't happen. I think that would be the fair way to do that. And now it's into the tax. The severance tax I'm against. For one reason, it's already dead. The Republicans have buried it in Harrisburg. And you won't see that for probably another 4 years. If the Republicans are voted out, maybe the Democrats will bring it back in, but that's 4 years away. And everybody seems to want to be political about this and argue about, it was the best tax, it should have been voted in. I'm not saying it should have, I'm not saying it shouldn't have, but it's over and done. My idea would be for the impacted counties to be able to tax the gas going into the pipeline. When the gas comes out of the other end of the pipeline, that tax will already be added onto the cost of that gas per cubic foot. And that cost will be spread throughout the country. That's a fair tax. That doesn't hit any one person. It's distributed among the whole country. Thank you.
To answer your, forgive me for not remembering which number question it was, but no.
You didn't know this was a memory test too?
I have no property that I can lease to the gas companies. All I have is my house in town, and I have another house that I rent to a family on Highland Street, or Maple Street, actually. As far as the movie Gasland, yes, I've recently viewed that. Lots of people have pushed me and said, you need to watch this, and they were right. I would agree with Les that I think that you know, they're taking one point of view to it, but it's important to see that point of view. We have a beautiful area here. This is something very special, and we need to protect it. I would disagree with Les, though, on the arbitrator. I happen to think that that's what DEP's job is. They're there to protect us, and I was very happy to see that the governor has changed his stance now on having one person have to sign off on anything that DEP does, and is allowing DEP to do their job. And I'm happy that he's come to that conclusion and that we can move forward from there. As far as the severance tax, I think that I've made myself very clear over the time that I believe the severance tax is the right thing to do. It's our resource. They're coming here, they're taking it, and we are bearing the burden of the negative things that happen here because of it. It hasn't hit us hard yet. You know, everybody's looking at this saying, oh, it's not bad. They should go up to Bradford County and see what it's like there. It's a totally different situation. I do not want to hinder the gas companies in any way. We need the gas, we need the energy, but we need to protect what we have as well. And I don't agree that it should be a county thing. If anybody's read the Brookings Institute study on governments in Pennsylvania, they talk about how all these little governments competing against each other kills Pennsylvania. I think it's something that should be put out statewide so that it's not a competition between counties to get business and not get it, or how it works. I do think the money should come back to the affected areas so that they can make use of it to take the burden off of the local taxpayer.
We need some sort of money back from the industry while they're here working in our county, specifically in our county. The thought was brought up about the county imposing a tax on the gas companies. Counties are not allowed to impose any other tax except for a property tax. That's where the idea came in about reinstating the accessibility of oil and gas as real property. That bill hit a wall in Harrisburg. It hasn't been talked about very much. The latest thing that came out was President Pro Tem Scarnati has proposed an impact fee. Now there again, the county can't decide how much that impact fee is. We will be told, if it ever passes, we will be told by the state of Pennsylvania how much the impact fee will be per million cubic feet, or whatever their measuring system is for it. We will still have a hard time getting that money back here, because the way it's laid out now, there will be another layer of government added into it where this impact fee will be regulated by the PUC. So who's to say how much of it we'll get back here, if we get enough, if we get what we're supposed to. I did see the breakout that the county itself where there is gas drilling going on, would get 36%. An individual municipality, whether it's Gallagher Township or Crugan Township or Leidy Township or Woodward Township, would get 37%, I believe it is. And then the rest would go to any other municipality in the county that doesn't have gas drilling. So places like Lock Haven or Castanea or Lamar or Loganton would also benefit from this. Not as great as the municipalities that have active gas wells in their area, but nonetheless they will benefit. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully something like that does work out, because we desperately need it here. We are putting up with a lot of stuff from the gas industry. We need to be compensated for that. The poor roads that we have in this county are just taking a royal beating right now over the gas industry. And if we get some of that money back to help out, great. That would be great. Second part, yes, I have seen Gasland. I've seen it 2 or 3 times now. Couple times I've seen it bits and pieces and then sat down and watched the whole thing. There are some interesting perspectives in that movie. I'll agree with both Joel and Les, though, that I think that a lot of it was one-sided. Absolutely, there are negatives with what goes on with the gas drilling. It's been proven around this state already. It's been proven in most of the other states where they have drilled for gas.
Time. I'll let you answer, though, those one more part. Do you own property that's being leased?
I don't own any property being leased.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys staying within the time limit so we can get a lot of questions in.
Thank you, gentlemen. After the first two here, I'm going to be a piece of cake. And I'm going to ask so that Adam doesn't get stuck all the time being the lead-off. If Joel started off 4 years from now, what will you report has been your major accomplishment if you're elected commissioner?
That's tough. We're asked a lot of times as commissioners to predict the future, like when we do contracts and we set elected official salaries, we have to predict it out because we've still got to set it for that period of time. To be honest, I didn't expect we would be where we are today because we never knew when we ran for this office the first time that we were going to be dealing with the Marcellus Shale and what all it's done for and to our county. I hope that we continue the types of things that we've been doing. We've been changing the way county government works, bringing more efficiency and better management of the financials than we've had in the past. And I know it's not where it needs to be. We continue to strive to do better constantly. This is the first year in recent memory that the county hasn't had to hold its bills in November because we didn't have money. We were able to pay through that time period. We also were able to put money back towards our reserve, which is still lower than what's recommended. So, I hope that we can continue to report those types of things. And I hope that things have changed in the overall economy for all of us at the national and state level by that time, and we can start back on a road of progression that's a positive one.
I'm not privy to a lot of the information that's these gentlemen have here, and that's not unusual. So once again, I have another short answer. Short answers are always good. Sometimes they can be bad. But anyway, at the end of those 4 years, I would hope that I would be promoting business, raising the tax base, and absolutely no tax raise. That would be a successful 4 years for me.
One of the major accomplishments that I'm looking forward to in the next 4 years is actually something that we're starting right now. If you look at society today, everybody's talking about being green and saving as much energy as we possibly can. Clinton County is coming to the forefront with this right now. We are doing an energy savings project countywide with all of our buildings. We're replacing old boilers, old heat units, old air conditioning units, old windows, old roofs, at no cost to the taxpayer. This is going to create a savings of approximately $80,000 a month on our utility bills. Those savings will go into paying for the project, and then after 6 or 7 years, all that money that we're saving is going to be coming right back into the county coffers. So there's approximately $80,000 a month that we've got going out right now on gas bills, on electric bills, on water bills. And we're able to get involved with this project at the right time that we can hopefully save a lot of money for the county taxpayers down the road. The other major accomplishment that I'm looking forward to is, everybody knows in this room, I don't have to repeat it, the last 4 years have been economically horrible for this nation and for this state. If you look at the surrounding counties around us, and then you compare them to us, we made it through 4 years with a very minute tax increase.